So I like the spice level. It's actually not spicy at all for me at least. I have a bit of a higher tolerance. I regret this decision. Oh my god. I always put my mission first. I would never accept defeat. I would never... Oh, I forgot. You know what, just... Oh, how do I turn this off? Ooh! Hey, what's up, Chingu? Today we're going to be making 불닭. 불닭 translates literally into fire chicken. If you guys are familiar with this instant ramen right here, this 불닭 볶음면, 불닭 is the dish that this guy right here was inspired by. This tastes delicious, but today we're going to make the real thing. So I know in my last videos I've been doing voiceovers. It's because I really hate talking to the camera. I'm just going to try to talk and cook at the same time, which I'm not very good at either. But whatever, we'll see. So that wooden cutting board you guys see over there, it's super thick, so it actually stays right in place, doesn't move at all. But I feel like most people have like super thin cutting boards. So here's what to do in order for you to not cut yourself and make sure your cutting board stays in place. Get a wet towel, place it right here, cutting board on top. Now it, well, okay, it still kind of moves a little bit, but that's because I'm like really like, messing with it, but see, it stays in place. So I have 3 boneless chicken thighs. All right, we're gonna cut it into sizable pieces, right? We don't want them too small because they are gonna shrink a little bit in the pan when we cook them. Yeah, just nice chunky pieces. Look at that, like one mouthful. Just think about when you go out to eat and you order like a nice cut of steak. Do you cut off like a piece like this small, or do you cut a substantial piece? So got a bottle of soju. It's gonna do like, I don't know, roughly half a cup for this amount of chicken. Mix it all up. It'll kind of help get rid of like that chickeny smell, that gamey smell. All right guys, once the soju is all mixed in, just let this guy chill out in the fridge for at least 30 minutes before you start cooking it. A little alcohol during prep doesn't hurt. All right, so we got 30 minutes to do the rest of our prep. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up, get rid of all the salmonella on our cutting board and knife, and get right to making the sauce. We only have to cut the chicken and then the garlic and green onions. All right, first start with the garlic. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. I have, how many is this? I have 6 garlic cloves. It's gonna be roughly 2 to 3 tablespoons. I hope it comes out to 3 tablespoons because I like a lot of garlic in this recipe. But you do you. If you want a little bit more garlic, use more garlic. If you want less garlic, use less garlic. If you don't like garlic, then your chicken's not going to be as good. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Can't please everybody. I've already shown this trick plenty of times in my other videos, but just in case someone new's watching this, I'll show you anyway. But if you want to go check out the other video too, then link's right there, buddy. All right, so I'm going to use the white part for sauteing, and then these are gonna be for garnish. So honestly, you can just chop it up kind of roughly, whether it's into like these man, I gotta change the camera angle.
Right, so whether it's like that, maybe you wanna leave it whole like that, maybe you wanna cut it in half, leave it like that, cut it in half, and then cut it in half again.
This is actually kind of too big, don't do that. Yeah, just do whatever. I'm gonna do the half and half. They're all inconsistent, but you can do whatever the heck you want. Try at least keeping it roughly the same size, whether you want to cut this big, this small. Just, I don't want to change the camera angle again. Just cut it the same size every single time, whatever size you choose, and you'll get better in no time. All right, so let's put this away. Now we're gonna do the tops. Cut them into like 3-inch long batons or whatever. Stack them up. Cut this into strips, and this is called a julienne, if you want to get fancy with it. Now, get an ice bath for these. Throw your juliennes in there. So what this ice bath is going to do to the onion, it's going to give it like a really cool like curling effect. These are actually a little too short, so I'm going to make mine longer. It's just really cool for presentation, and also it just kind of helps mellow out some of that spiciness from the green onion. Makes it a lot more mild and more pleasant to eat. Nice little trick. All right, finally done. All right, so see how I don't have enough, there's not enough water in here. So I'm just gonna fill it up until there's enough space for the onions to actually like be able to swim around a little bit and start curling up. If there's not enough water in this, then it's just gonna stay like this. It's not gonna curl up. It's just gonna look exactly the same, and you did all that work for nothing. Just make sure it's super cold. I've got plenty of ice in there and plenty of water, plenty of space, and you'll have beautiful curled scallions in about 30 minutes. All right, and here are the ingredients for our sauce. We got gochujang, gochugaru, more gochugaru. This is fine, this is coarse. We got soy sauce and some corn syrup. If you don't have corn syrup, just replace it with like a tablespoon of sugar. Now, I personally don't like this recipe that sweet. I actually put less sugar than what some of the recipes that I've learned from has. Just start off with less, because you can always add more, you can never take away. All right, so I've got my gochujang, corn syrup. Did I say this was corn syrup? I meant rice syrup. Soy sauce. I actually didn't pre-measure this out, but for this recipe, can you hear that? And then you're gonna wanna put 3 tablespoons of, and then 3 tablespoons of the coarse chili flakes, or pepper flakes, whatever. Gonna eyeball it because awesome. And the fine one, I'm gonna do the same amount, 3 tablespoons. Then add your garlic and mix it all up. One step that I feel like not enough people talk about, taste it. This is the base sauce. It's gonna get mixed in with the chicken. So before you mix it with the chicken, you should taste it to see if you like it. All right, so what flavors are we looking for here? We're looking for sweet, salty, and umami. Now keep in mind, this is supposed to taste a little bit more salty, a little bit more sweet, a little bit more umami than it's going to later. This is gonna season your chicken, and the chicken has not been seasoned aside from the soju that we put into it, right? It's gonna kind of even out. It's gonna mellow out how strong this is. Does that make sense? I hope so, I don't know. Let's taste it. I like the sweetness now, and I think I could use a little bit more salt, a little more umami, so I'm gonna use some MSG. Now, I have some chicken soup powder. MSG is not as bad as people say it is. Use it in moderation, just like anything. There's MSG in your hot Cheetos and Doritos, so it's not that big a deal. As for the amount, I don't know, I think I put like 2 teaspoons, maybe. I'm making this according to how I like things. Some people don't like how spicy I eat something, or how sweet I eat something, or how salty I eat something. You gotta learn how to adjust it to your liking when you're at home and you're just watching this video, and you know, I'm not really there to help you. So give it a good mix, taste it again. All right, it's good. It's a little salty, it's a little sweet, but again, all those flavors are gonna mellow out later when we cook it with chicken. I don't know if you can see, but most of the soju has been like absorbed by the chicken. You don't have to like drain it or anything, but yeah, it smells a little less chickeny. I'm gonna go ahead and add this sauce. Okay, prefer to do this with gloves, but I actually ran out of gloves. So just mix it with your hands. Get in there, really feel the chicken. So, see that? Looks pretty red and spicy, right? Trust me, it's not. The pepper flakes, it's more so for color. It does add a little bit of like chili flavor or pepper flavor, but it's really more for color. Now remember the green onions that we cut earlier? Add that in. Probably should have done this while I was mixing it in the beginning so I don't have to do it again, but it is what it is. It's fine. I haven't washed my hand yet, so it's no biggie. So now that this is done, you don't really have to wait for it to marinate or anything. We're just gonna cook it right away. Get out a little burner. Got a cast iron skillet here. All right, get this all heated up. All right, so you don't have to really worry too much about what oil you use, just so long as like it's a neutral flavor or like a very like mellow tasting oil. I don't know. Just use any oil. While I can use olive oil, I just happen to have some chicken fat layering around, and this is a chicken dish. So what better way to make it delicious than cooking it in its own fat, right? So I'm gonna do about half of this. All right, so once it hits the pan, cook it for about, I wanna say like 4 minutes, then 4 minutes are up, turn it over, cook it for another 4 minutes, and then I'll show you what to do then. Now at this point, you should see a lot more liquid has formed in the pan, and that's a good thing. There's gonna be even more liquid that's gonna come out as we wait. So once you turn it, just be patient, leave it alone. Okay, you know what? I lied. It does need a little bit of wash. A little bit. Like splash, that much. Man, this is splashing everywhere. So now here, to ensure it cooks a little bit more evenly, you can trap the steam and kind of like steam like the top by putting a lid on top, but I don't know if I have a lid big enough. Let's see if this works. Alright, yeah, that works. Okay, so it's only been about 3 minutes. I know I said 4, but for the last minute, throw your cheese in there. Once you throw in the cheese, put the lid back on, and then it's gonna create more steam to help melt the cheese. Now, if you don't have a lid, then here's a couple things you can do. You can turn on your broiler on the oven, or you can do whatever pretty much every Korean does, is get a blowtorch and just torch it. Be pretty liberal with the cheese. You don't want to be stingy. The cheese is actually going to help balance out like all the spice and like the okay, I lied about the balance thing, but it just tastes really good with a lot of cheese. Just be really careful because you could burn your cheese. You're putting direct flame on it, so just kind of wave it around really fast. Make sure it's not sitting on one spot for too long. Oh, how do I turn this off? Oh, that was the green onions. Get like a piece of paper towel, just so your green onions won't like piss all over your chicken. You don't want to water it down, right? So just kind of dab it a little bit. See how beautifully that curled? Throw a couple sesame seeds on top just to make it look cute. Time for the cheese pull. Hopefully I get a good one. Damn. 잘 먹겠습니다. That's really good. Like, it's not too spicy, sweet, just enough salt. Man, yeah, super easy recipe. I feel like this would be friendly for any spice level except bitch. You know, this is really good. But it's supposed to be 불타. I have to be sweating, crying, in pain. Yeah, let's do it. I have a couple things that I'm gonna add to exactly what we did earlier. I'm just gonna add it. No extra BS steps or whatever. You know how I used chicken fat earlier? This time I have some olive oil, but not any old olive oil. Scorpion pepper olive oil. One of my friends got it for me. I don't know how spicy it is actually. Oh, it's a nice olive oil. I'm pretty good with my spice, but it's kind of spicy. So I'm just gonna use that much on the chicken. So what I'm gonna do now, this is capsaicin powder, okay? Don't do this. I'm gonna add like a tablespoon, maybe 2. Yeah, okay, that was more than 2. I have some dehydrated ghost chilies that I'm rehydrating right now. Why am I doing this? I'm not gonna use the ghost chili itself. No, fuck that. Okay, cook that for like 4 minutes and then another 4 minutes just like last time. Use one of these guys. Oh my god, this is gonna kill me. I'm not excited. You know what? I should probably heat the bottom of this just to keep it hot. I'll move it later. Okay, sprinkle over the green onion and some sesame seeds to finish. Oh. Alright, well, let's just get this over with. It doesn't smell very nice. I'm just gonna have myself some beer so at least I enjoy some part of this. am I doing this? Lord have mercy. I can kind of tell that this one's gonna be a creeper. The more I eat it, the more pain I'll be in, and the longer I'll be on the toilet tonight. I don't want to finish this. I don't want to feed this to anyone in my family. I don't want to. God, this is such a waste though. Okay, here's the deal. If I happen to be able to eat all of this, leave me a like, leave a comment, give me a subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right, here it goes. Okay, I need rice if I'm gonna finish this. Oh my god. Opa! 잘 먹었습니다. 매워. Finished it. I hope I earned your sub and like with this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. I hope you try the first recipe and it comes out great.